Welcome back to Recovering from Everything, a podcast for everyone who has ever had anything happen to them ever. Today's a special one. This week, I am celebrating, reflecting, thinking about my 13 years of sobriety, 13 years of being drug free, 13 years of recovering from everything. Yeah, it's a special one. And it's funny to think that I am a teenager in my sobriety because I feel like if sobriety were my kid, she would be like, Mom, you're so cool. I would like to think that. She'd probably be like slamming a door in my face and being like, You're ruining my life. Anyways, 13 years ago, I thought my days would be more difficult without alcohol. And now my life is the easiest version it could have ever been because I don't drink alcohol. And, I choose abstinence. I love it. Oh my God, I love it so much. But truly, what it comes down to is finding pockets of my day and of my life to reduce any self inflicted harm on my body and my brain and my spirit and my heart. And so, if you've listened to the podcast at all, it's been a journey for me, and that's good, and that is normal. And I love sharing it with all of you. Today, in true recovering from everything fashion, I'm going to do a little list. You guys know I love a list. I don't do enough lists. I have a lot of lists. They are just sort of in little scraps of paper, but I do love a podcast list, and 13 palatable, manageable, reducing harm for me and for you. Let's do a list. 13 years, 13 things I know for sure. Some are funny, some are deep, some you already may know, and maybe you need to hear again, or maybe you're hearing it for the first time. If you're hearing some of this stuff for the first time, go back and listen to the 3 seasons of this podcast. Or watch it because we're on YouTube now. And Spotify, even. I've been doing videos. And if any of this makes you yell at your phone, um, I love that, and keep doing that. And maybe just like put it in the comment section because I love when you guys reach out to me so much. So, 13 things I know to be true. Let's go. Number one, alcohol was never the problem. Controversial opinion, I know. Alcohol was never the problem, it was the solution. I'm sure you've heard that. It's so cliche. It's also completely accurate. Alcohol was never the problem. It was my solution. It was my band aid. It was my Swiss Army knife for every emotion. I don't like this. Carve it out. Lonely, drink. Stressed, drink. Resentful at my spouse, drink. Bored, drink. Happy, drink. Pour me another, pour me another, pour me another. And it worked. I am grateful that alcohol diluted so many of the intense feelings I was having for so long, because I think of my mental health in my late teens and all through my 20s, and I genuinely don't think I could have handled the crushing weight of processing everything without a drink. And so I am grateful to alcohol. Alcohol was not the problem, which brings us to number two. Alcohol was also the problem. So, contradictory, yes, welcome to recovery, where two opposing ideas can exist at the same time and it makes sense. Because while alcohol was the solution, it was also the biggest fucking problem. Um, that like mute button started controlling the volume of everything else in my life. So I thought it was helping me relax, but really it was making me exhausted. It was making me not sleep well. It was making me, while it helped me relax tonight, tomorrow morning, it was making me anxious as all hell. If I was drinking socially, I thought that it was helping me connect with people, but really it was cutting me off. I was, I'm naturally a loud sort of enthusiastic person. But this was like volume is at like 11 all the time, saying crazy things like um none of the connection was real where I really, really, really needed true connection. Number three, quitting is not about willpower. You can make big, big, big changes to your drinking with willpower. It is gonna suck eventually unless you start doing some of the inner work that is required. And if you don't know what I mean about inner work, go back and listen to the other episodes because I go into great, great, great detail. Sitting with your feelings, relearning how to communicate, really taking like a thorough inventory of the relationships in your life is a big one. I do that with the women in my program and towards the end, and they're always so terrified, but it's actually like quite helpful. Um, yeah, the willpower works for a bit, but it often feels like white knuckling. And so for me, incorporating like almost immediately um, different healing things, because the sort of asterisk here is that I didn't want to necessarily quit or change my drinking. I wanted to feel less shitty and less embarrassed and just less of everything. Um, and so all I knew was that alcohol played a huge, huge part in that. And so, in order for me to address how I felt about myself and how I felt I was showing up in the world, I would need to remove that alcohol piece and really examine my relationship with alcohol and examine the impacts that Kinga on alcohol had in the world. um, so yeah, it's not about the willpower. It is sort of figuring out how to feel less shitty about yourself and therefore moving towards feeling better and better and better about yourself. I was joking the other day, this guy was like, "You're so confident, and I really like that about you." And I was like, "I worked so hard to be this arrogant." I did. Number five, feelings apparently won't kill you. Um, the good ones are cool. The really pleasant ones, love those for me. The more unpleasant ones feel like I might be dying, but they don't actually take you out. So that's good news. In fact, I learned how important it is to stop denying and avoiding those feelings and to rather embrace them. Oh, Kinga's sad, frustrated, angry, feels betrayed, feels unworthy. Let's give her a little safe space on my couch under a heated blanket and potentially a pint of ice cream and a horror movie. And let's just nurture her as opposed to being like, get the hell out of here. It's worked wonders. It has worked wonders, not denying parts of myself, but rather embracing them and giving them a very, very safe environment to exist in. Number six, honestly, should have been number one. Sleep is so much better than being drunk. Sleep, oh my God, mwah. Waking up rested, waking up without a hangover free for 13 years, you guys. Sleep is the greatest thing ever. I learned that I am a morning person. Okay, didn't know that. That's cool. I love like waking up early in the morning and feeling rested. That said, I am not very great yet or still at falling asleep. My brain is like so um It just is what it is. But the nights that I do get like a good 8 hours and I've gone to bed nice and early, oh my gosh, you guys, game changer. Changes my mood, changes like my body, changes the way I show up in the world. It is the best thing ever. If nothing else, sleep and the quality of my sleep will keep me sober. Love it. Number 7, sobriety, or in your case, making significant changes to your relationship with alcohol, gave me my days back. Like towards the end, no, the whole time, but most notably towards the end, my hangovers were so debilitating. Like, obviously, I was maintaining what I thought was maintaining the illusion of functioning. I would feel like garbage physically. My brain would not be, do you know, my brain would not be working. Like, I would be eating maybe a little bit like on those day afters. Sobriety gave me my days back. Like the world is my oyster. Sometimes it feels like there is too much time in the day for activities. Um, but yeah, I think about all the things I've accomplished in the last 13 years without a hangover. If you haven't yet listened to the episode of it was like I did it last year. It might have been for my 12th birthday, but it was like times that I should have gotten really drunk, but I didn't. I think about like all those times. Like I made all of that happen because I was not hungover. And now here I am sitting in my gorgeous home office, um, in this business that I created out of such a place of like love and protection, and frankly, genius, for other women to start healing in these same ways. I'm stuck working for the man if I was still drinking, right? Like, I'm not at home being like, I think I'm capable of starting my own business. We're not doing that. So sobriety has really given me my days back, and I get to choose what I do with that day. And sometimes it's record podcasts, and sometimes it's aggressively, lean into my business. And sometimes it's closing the curtains and watching like 3 horror movies in a row because these are my choices now. Number 7, I could not have done this alone. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I had to loop in so many professionals. I needed the guidance of women who were well on the other side of what I was going through, who had wisdom and guidance and patience and compassion, and love for me. I needed to do a ton of internet research, and then start implementing it and then plateau and then go back to therapy like multiple times. Like I looped in a whole it feels like I stepped into another universe, and it was like I could either like utilize this universe or I could just be like, no, 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 no. I'm going to do this by myself. I'm not looking at anything, blah, blah, blah. I am so grateful that I chose to um, utilize what was being offered to me. Um, I, I would not I absolutely, a million percent would not be where I am today, which is very this happy, quirky woman who sits before you. Um, I would, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Also, it does not sound like a good time doing everything alone, especially since like I do a lot of stuff on my own anyway. Um, Asking for help it's the best. It's the best. It's the best. Like community is not optional. It is like oxygen. Yes, it is oxygen. Community is not optional. It is oxygen. Number 8, self-trust is everything. And for so many years, I couldn't trust myself, frankly. And then I started making better decisions that, put my health and wellness first. And I started to become more trustworthy. But then I still had the mental block of, oh, can I trust myself? Can I go wherever, do whatever, with whomever, and still take good care of myself? Yes. It it is self-trust is the most underrated, freedom there is. To know that I can literally do anything I want and still be taking good care of myself, the world is my oyster. The world is my oyster. I can literally do anything I want. And it's not just about alcohol, it bleeds into everything. Work, parenting, friendships, romantic relationships. Um, I've used the last 13 years to gain, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, more and more evidence that Kinga will always be taking care of Kinga. Number 9. Ugh, I love this one. No one sees this one coming. Your identity, you as you know yourself today, is not fixed. Identity is not fixed. Whoever you have been in the past, right? The wine friend, the fun friend, the chaotic friend, whoever you are, is most likely not who you're going to be moving forward. And the way that the person that you think you are today is not going to be the person you are in a year from now, 5 years from now, 13 years from now. Allowing myself to discover what I like to do, what I like to eat, the kind of person I like to spend time with, what I like to do on vacations, the fact that I love solo vacations, the fact that it's ruined vacationing with other people for me, um, all of it to kind of let yourself unfold in this gorgeous evolution is it's so beautiful, it's so scary, it forces you to level up your self-confidence in such a way that when you're sort of drinking and hiding and numbing, you wouldn't get that opportunity to enhance and discover your evolving identity. And you're probably cool as hell and really fun. Um, and you're probably curious or interested in a lot of different things. And you just, haven't necessarily had the time, energy, or confidence to allow yourself to kind of look into some of those stuff. Number 10 of the 13 things that I know to be true over the last 13 years. Alcohol, no. There is so much joy to be had that doesn't have to include alcohol. Like, so much joy, like concerts and art galleries and walking around random cities and learning the transit system in a new city. And oh my gosh, dancing sober and karaoke without alcohol. Woo! Woo! That is a dopamine rush. Um, Obviously, for a long time, I thought that alcohol, oh my God. If you remember the episode I did where I read my diary from grade 9, which is included the entry from the first time that I got drunk, it was so embarrassing. But yes, if you haven't listened to it, go back. Um, I have like a direct quote from my journal that says alcohol made me more fun and made everything funnier. Yes, for sure, for a long time till it turns on you. Um the immense amount the immense amount of joy that I have without having a drink ever even entering into my brain, uh, has been very surprising. Very surprising. Number 11, big one, awkward one. Let's talk about it. Not everyone will clap for you and your recent transformation. Some people hate you, and some people will be resentful. Some people will try to convince you that you never had a problem with it in the first place. Some people are threatened by you taking off and them staying still. Um, it is what it is. um it it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. In fact, if you feel good, do more of that. um but yeah, some people will resent you for this. But as a sidebar, can you believe that people hate me? Like, I don't think necessarily anyone hates Kinga today. But yeah, like, some people in my past never want to talk to me again. And frankly, that's fair. Number 12, life still hurts. Sorry, I feel like we've gotten to the bad news portion of this episode. Yeah, life still hurts. Your low self-worth still exists and will be triggered by different situations, and you will feel not great. You will make terrible decisions. You will pick the wrong people. Your feelings will get hurt. Life's still gonna hurt you. You could get divorced. You could literally get divorced. You could find the courage to get divorced. Uh, the sort of silver lining or spin on it, once you've sort of committed to a life where you are recovering from everything, is you can take these hurtful things and alchemize them. I mean, this podcast only exists because I've taken uh, a hurtful thing and kind of, put it through the spin room and figured it out and come out the other side and hit record. And my business exists because of the, decades of pain that I went through. So that's like the kind of like fun thing, and sort of like the thing that keeps me going is whatever it is that I am in the middle of that feels heavy and sad and hurtful and whatever. I know that there is an end in sight, and I know that I will come out the other side having learned a lot that I can now implement in my life going forward. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, um, you have to burn first. That was a quote that one of my clients read to us the other day, and it was magical. I had goosebumps. Um, like a phoenix, you will rise from the ashes, but you must first, but it will burn, but it will burn first, darling. Something like that. Very sweet. Or like a snake shedding its skin. Very uncomfortable, but you have to in order to evolve. Number 13, last but not least, freedom is worth everything. Everything, all the money in the world, all the time in the world. Your freedom, you shaping your freedom, um, you painting brushstrokes on this blank canvas is worth everything. Um, the greatest gift after 13 years is that I am completely free. And it's not just, alcohol free, but it is, I have freed myself from relationships that weren't good for me. I have freed myself from so many ways of thinking about myself that kept me small or hurting or whatever. It's you are constantly freeing yourself from things that as you evolve just no longer work for you. Freedom is worth everything. So there you have it, 13 things I know after 13 years of being sober. If you're listening to this, maybe on day one or day, none, or year five, let this be proof you don't have to wait until you like hit rock bottom. Um, you the one sort of piece of control that you have today is you can choose your bottom. You can control what acts as your rock bottom. And if today's the day, if it's this podcast or maybe it's tomorrow, you can choose that. You don't have to keep bargaining with yourself every night. You don't have to stay feeling about yourself the way that you have felt about yourself. So 13 years ago, I thought I was giving something up. Turns out I was getting everything. I was getting everything. So happy 13 to me. Leave some comments. Where are you at? What's going on? And as always, if you are a woman in midlife who is done with the cycle you're in with alcohol, and you're ready to experience some freedom in the next chapter of your life, the link to my masterclass is in the show notes. Start there. If you love it and you want to talk about moving forward together, we can. A link will pop up at the end of the masterclass, and you can book a time to talk to me about that. Serious inquiries only. And that's it. I love you, and I will see you soon. Happy 13th birthday week to me.